guys, welcome to my channel. We're going live this evening. I know that you are all in different countries and I don't know what your time is, but this is a good time for me, and what matters here is my energy. You guys can always catch up when you see this in your feed. All right, so we've done a bit of a vote, and most of you have requested that we take a look at what you need to do to release blockages, what you need to do to heal blockages, what you need to do to overcome those blockages in your life at the moment. We are going to do a really in-depth look at what you guys need to focus on at the moment. I'm going to do Zodiac by Zodiac because I feel that's just going to give us a nice personalized feel into what Spirit wants you to focus on currently. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I channel. I'm going to be speaking to Spirit. We're going to look at what it is that you most desire currently and what could be blocking you, how you can process, what you can implement, how you can shift your focus so that you can unblock those areas of your life. We're going to look at whatever Spirit shows us, whatever comes up for us in the chakras. We're going to get some advice around different animal totems that you can really tune into, how you can tap into their medicine and really bring it into your life experience and incorporate it. We are tapping into to the healer within for you this evening. That's what we are going to be doing, guys. So as I said, I'm going Zodiac by Zodiac. We are just going to be looking at, as Spirit guides, the various zodiacs and what comes up for you. Wherever you find yourself currently, whatever it is that is blocking you, what you can do to really move out of that energy, what you can do to help to release the resistance and move away from what is hindering you currently so that you can progress. This is to help and not to hinder. Guys, I always ask that you take a few deep breaths. Welcome your guides and keepers into the space, all right? You have entered a sacred space. The archangels in the north, south, east, and west have their sacred flame burning. I start my readings with a meditation, and I have opened a channel for remote healing in the areas of love specifically for you and relationship with yourself. Everything in your life experience is symbolic of the relationship with yourself. Your money is symbolic of your personal currency. So we're really going to look into those things this evening. All right. And as you are here with me live for this reading, you will be receiving that channeled healing as well. And then, of course, whatever advice and guidance you receive. So those of you who are serious about releasing blockages, get your journals, get your pens. You might want to document or jot down, make notes of what it is that I am sharing. I might share processes, short ones. I might share rituals that you can do, whatever comes up, okay? Whatever I feel you are open to, that's what we are going to be, we're going to be sharing. We're going to be sharing the love. We're going to be sharing the guidance. We are going to be sharing healing and inspiration. You are the creator of your reality, and it's important that you tap into your power. It's important that you know how to best serve your life experience, yourself, and all that it is that you desire, how to line up with that by being a deliberate creator. Okay? You are not a victim in your experience. You are not just experiencing things by default, guys. That is a myth. That is a false premise. You are constantly attracting and creating your life experience with every choice you make, every decision, right? Matters. Conversations, the story you tell. If you're telling a story that you don't want active in your life, why are you telling the story? Okay? So we're going to get real here this evening. Right, let's see. Guys, let me just think. Are there any notifications I need to give you in this? This is a collective, but really, if you trust your intuition and you allow your guides and keepers to guide you, this is for healing. This is to tap into process, spiritual guidance to guide you forward. How could you ever go wrong? What is not for you will simply just not matter. It'll be insignificant. But what do you have to lose by opening yourself up to some guidance and by implementing some processes, making little changes? Perhaps you can find a new way of looking at things. Perhaps you can incorporate a new way of doing things, a new method. It's not going to harm. We've got nothing but time here, and we might as well make the most of it. The Empress rising, welcome. Thank you so much. Nice to have you here. Right, guys. So obviously, you know your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising. Pay attention to all of the above. Some of you are really, really in tune with your astrology. You know what is applicable for you. So don't just listen to your sun sign. Love and light to you, Cheryletta. Please forgive me if I don't pronounce your names properly. The writing's a little bit small on my phone. I'm recording on my phone. Okay, guys, so I'm liking this energy. We're all tuned in. Those of us who need to arrive at the right time, they'll log on at the right time. Light your incense, guys. Light your candle. Find your comfortable space. Whatever you need to do right now. I'm feeling so much love. There's a powerful, powerful energy being channeled at this moment. Make the most of this, beloved. Make the most of this. You deserve all the happiness. It's time that we get out of our own way. Right, let's see. Thank you, Spirit. What is the first sign that you'd like for me to receive guidance for? For my Geminis. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. The first sign that Spirit wants me to channel for is for Gemini. Okay, Gemini, really, the thing that Gemini, that you are struggling with currently, and the thing that you really would like some guidance and support from the universe with is in the area of communication. You've gotten yourself into a little bit of trouble with this and with this. Remember, our throat chakra is the powerhouse, the energy center from which and through which we speak our spells into existence. We speak our truth. We declare what it is we want. And most importantly, what we don't. Okay? Once we've established what we don't want, we send out a clearer signal to the universe of what we do want. And it's not so much about the words we speak, you know. Gemini, you might be feeling like, I haven't said anything. What is this that I'm getting? I didn't say that I want that. I didn't say that I'm going to do that. You speak not only with your words. This energy center sends out a vibration. It sends out a frequency. It is so important for us to come into alignment with divine will. So there is the part of you, we are a tripart human being, okay? You're not just this body, you're not just this mind, you are not just your thoughts, okay? We were pure positive energy before we came here. We were soul before we came into this physical body. And when we came into this physical body, we came in having already a program, a computer that is already set up for us to start collecting data, and that is our mind. That program is like that really important tool or machine that you have in your business or in your factory. That is what we use to process what it is we want to give to the world. But that machine and that program or that computer cannot run the whole company. And many of us live our lives like that. We rely on that one tool. Hello, Elena. Nice to see you here. Love and light to you. Guys, if I miss any of your names, please know I appreciate having you here. Please know I appreciate your energy, and I'm sending you so much love right now. If you take a deep breath and settle into your intuition, you will feel the power. You will feel and receive the energy that is being channeled in your direction right now. Okay? So, we are not just our mind. We are not just our bodies. We are not just the data that we've collected and the programs that we've programmed, that have been programmed into the system. We are also soul. Okay? Now, the part of us that is soul, that is connected to source, that is where infinite wisdom resides. Infinite knowledge. Wisdom, knowledge, information that you have gathered over many, many lifetimes. Okay? That is also what is the part of us that is connected to that pure positive stream of consciousness. That is where we will find divine will, divine truth. Then there is what we've decided we want. Then there is what we've decided we want to experience, what we like, what we don't like, what we want to be a part of, what we don't want to be a part of. That's all based on the data that we've collected. And some of it, we have to admit, is a little bit flawed. Why? Because we've received it, bless their souls, from those who have come before us, our parents, family members, those who have gotten, not yet gotten into the process of awakening and remembering who they are. And so they pass down information knowingly, intentionally and unintentionally through their words, thoughts and actions from a place of ego and often from a place of fear. They want to protect you. But now you gather that data and you make it your own. You tweak it here and there. And it's amazing, there's nothing wrong with that data because that's what we use as our stepping stone. But it is not your truth, beloved. Okay? So, what we do and what we want to do and what we find ourselves often doing as we go through our spiritual awakenings and as we go through this school of life, if that's what you want to call it, is we have the data that we've collected. We identify so much with that data that the ego has attached to as self. And then as we go through various ups and downs, that ego begins to melt away. And we realize, we start going through the process of being stripped. And we realize that, that's not really my truth. And I've been believing and holding a belief active that doesn't really serve me just because it was passed down or because I saw something or because I experienced something and I made it my truth. That is the stepping stone. There is positivity everywhere around us. It's only your perception and your perspective. And then we take that stepping stone, that bit of data, and we take what is true on a soul level, divine wisdom, the laws of the universe, and who we are at our core. And we allow that to become our new creation. We blend it in somewhere, we put it together, and it becomes new. We are here for evolution. You are a creator. You are not here to just regurgitate. You are not here to just take whatever life throws at you on any given day and stumble over it. No. We've come to create. So, that, your truth, and being in your truth, is that coming into alignment of what we believe to be our truth, all that information that we've gathered, and our ancient wisdom, what is true, what we know, that knowing on a soul level, and we bring it into alignment. We bring that into alignment. Okay? What is at the core of our ancient wisdom is who we are, which is pure positive being. It is soul, it is source, and that is love. That is why you can believe in something with all of your might, and you can invest all of your energy into it. But if that which you believe is important, because you've attached some association to it from the mind's perspective, if it doesn't come into harmony and into alignment with the part of you that is connected to pure positive energy, which is love, then you will not be yielding or creating what it is you really want to create. Okay, you'll be attracting more of what you don't want. All right, so Gemini, communication is a big thing for you at the moment. And you have to do the work and be willing to do the work to come into your truth, to come into alignment with divine truth, to allow the part of you that is mind, body, and soul to come into harmony. Okay, and that takes work. So, as I said, what I'm picking up is that communication for Gemini is really at the forefront at the moment, and obviously we've got the retrograde and all of that, but I feel like this has happened. What Spirit is showing me is this has not just happened now. Gemini, you're realizing that there are certain things that have not gone the way you want. There are certain losses that you've experienced, and there are certain things that you are not at peace with currently, and it is because of communication, and because you were adamant that you were in your truth when actually you were not. Okay, so communication is at the core when we talk about blockage for Gemini. For those of you who have Gemini in your chart, that is quite dominant in your chart. So and the other thing is, it is associated with relationships. For Gemini, there's been a lot of mixing over the past few months, mixing work and intimate relationships, or work and family relationships, or work and friendships. Nothing wrong with that. But Gemini, you've been holding back where you might really have had the urge and the desire to express yourself, holding back because of fear and believing that you need to guard yourself, and choosing that, deciding that that is the right thing for you. But actually, if you were to just trust your intuition and act from your heart space, from a place of faith, allow yourself to be in that faith energy and just have expressed what it is that you need, want, and desire, and how you feel, things would not have gone the way that they have where you find yourself currently. Okay, so you know your story. I'm being shown a story. I'm being shown various pictures. I'm being shown various parts of pieces to a puzzle, and I am just interpreting it in a way that is going to make sense to the collective, and also going to serve you regardless of how the dynamic shows up in your life. Okay, definitely the throat chakra is the chakra, the energy center that really needs a lot of attention currently. That is what your soul is guiding you to work on at the moment, Gemini. Now, in our day-to-day lives, we can support balancing the throat chakra with various things. Okay? Affirmations is a great thing. Tapping into and incorporating the law of attraction into your life, and the processes that is made up of. But also in your diet. Okay? Crystals are beautiful, so you can get crystals that support elevating the throat chakra. Crystals that you can hang around your neck. but eating foods that have the color blue in them, or the tinge blue and purple in them, because there's obviously a tinge of blue. But what would really, really be great for you was if you can think about those relationships and those situations that you're really feeling you're not being heard in, or where there's a blocked communication, or where you might have said things that you didn't mean. If you were to start a process of setting time aside, even if it's 5 minutes, and you have those people in mind, and you were to rewrite those dialogues, okay? It's a simple process, but where you might have said certain things when you last spoke to the person and it's still weighing on you, there's a lot coming up at the moment, where you rewrite that letter, you rewrite that story, you rewrite that dialogue, as if you're writing a letter to them, but you're speaking to them and you're saying what you really, really mean from your heart, as opposed to what you said when you were in your ego. Rewrite the dialogues. Allow the shift in the energy, okay? And give yourself an opportunity before you have certain conversations when you're not feeling. Remember, we all have our guidance system. Your emotions are your guidance system. If you're about to say something or have a conversation and you feel sad, any negative energy, negative emotion, that is an indication that you are not in alignment with the part of you that is source. And that you believe something about the person or the situation that source doesn't agree with you upon. Right? Because if the part of you that is soul and source agreed with you about that subject, or about what it is you're wanting to express, you would feel peace and harmony in expressing that. That's your guidance system. We all have a guidance system, and if we know how to use it, it really empowers us. We are empowered. It's just that we have tools that we don't really tap into. We have tools that we don't really use. So what happens is, even though you don't go back and have the conversation with the person and say, okay, I regret what I said, but da-da-da-da-da. You must remember you've got a certain energy active in relation to that relationship. And what you said came from something that is active within you, even though now you regret it and you think you could have said things different, or maybe you should have said things that you didn't say, but you were too afraid to say it. That fear is still active in your vibration in relation to that relationship or that subject. So you want to recalibrate it. You want to work on the energy, because what you say doesn't matter as much as what is active in your vibration on that subject. The energy is what's important. So if you allow yourself to recalibrate by rewriting the dialogue, setting time aside, if you were to say to yourself, I want to process communication, and I want to elevate my throat chakra. So every evening I'm going to sit for 5 minutes and I'm going to have these dialogues with these people that are important to me. And I'm going to speak from my heart. I'm going to align, meditate, align with what my heart and my soul knows about the subject. And then I'm going to dialogue that as if I'm speaking to this person. And that's the energy that I'm going to send out. Okay, that's a process you can do that will guide you to where you want to go. Hello, Amber, nice to have you here. Minerva, nice to have you here as well. All of those who are missing, guys, I appreciate having you here. Okay, so much love and light to you. I'm sure if you take a few deep breaths, just settle into your intuition, welcome your guides and keepers, you will feel the power of the channeled energy moving in your directions that I am sending to you for so much healing, so much love, and so much light right now. Right, so we know that we've got to focus on the throat chakra for Gemini. I'm going to go through the different zodiacs, guys, so pay attention. You know what you have in your sun, moon, and rising, and you might get something from each of them. I also want to ask specific questions now for Gemini. Okay, So what I do, the hybrid queen is asking me a question. My dear, what I do is I channel. I connect to source, to our guides and our keepers. They are not specific about those things. You go with what feels right for you. You go with what you follow. Your guides and your keepers know exactly what you need to receive tonight, okay? I'm channeling. I'm receiving guidance from Spirit for you. It's going to fit. And if it doesn't, it'll fit in one of the other areas, you know. So let's take a look. So we know what is at the base for Gemini, it's communication. And Gemini is really, really uneasy about communication over the past few months, what they may have said that they regret, that they didn't mean, and what they wish they said to somebody, because now the emotions in that relationship are coming up again. Fights and disagreements that they've had with family members. Gemini, you have this tough exterior that you want to show the world. But what I'm feeling in your energy and what Spirit is showing me is you are desperate for that connection with your loved ones. And you've been trying to work towards that while still trying to embrace and own your own identity and who you are. My darling, if you love and accept you, and you show up as real, others will learn to love and respect you too. You don't need other people's validation. You are separate, they are separate. You can focus on them from your place of your point of alignment, and it'll only be pure love that flows in their direction. Okay? So what is it that Gemini should be more focusing on more currently? So how this works, guys, we're focusing on how you can overcome what sort of blockages are really at the heart of what you're dealing with at the moment, and how you can overcome that. What sort of processes and how you can shift your focus to do that, right? What I want to do is I want to look at what guidance Spirit can give you guys about what you can be focusing in on more. So how this works is, for those of you who are familiar with the laws of the universe and the law of attraction, you already know this, but there are some of us who don't. We think that the more we focus on what we don't want, the closer we get to figuring out what we need to do to get rid of it. But there's no assertion in the universe. Everything is attraction. So the more you focus on something you don't like, have you noticed when you look at a big white wall and you notice one little black speck? When you look at that black speck, it seems to be growing and expanding right before your eyes, because you're focusing in on it. Even though there's that big white wall, all you see after a while is that black speck. And it's the same thing. So what we want to do is, we don't want to spend any more time focusing in on what we think is broken and what we think is wrong and what we think needs fixing, because you, beloved, are whole. You are powerful beyond measure. You are not limited except in your belief and your thinking. You can have and do and be anything that you want. So all you have to do is decide what it is that you want to focus into more, so that that can gain momentum and become stronger, and so that that which hinders you no longer receives your energy, no longer receives your focus, and becomes smaller, and eventually it's diminished so much that it disappears. A belief is only a thought that you hold active all the time. Okay? So we want to look at what is it that Spirit wants you to do more of, focus on more, to support healing your throat chakra, to support healing communication in the areas of love and relationship for you, in the workplace, in your family, in those relationships that you care about. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Right. So Spirit says, Gemini, you have a tendency to be very indecisive. You know what you want. It is clear as day, and the moment that you arrive and you come face to face with what you've manifested, you choke up. What I'm hearing is performance anxiety. You choke up. Why? Because you don't believe you're worthy. That's at the core of it. That's what Spirit is saying. You worried that you're not prepared, that you're ill-prepared because you weren't confident that you were actually going to have what it is you want, or that it actually exists. And so you feel like, did I prepare enough? Did I prepare enough? And you choke up. And you go into an energy of being indecisive because you get into your head. Now remember I said to you, your truth is where what you want and desire meets with what your soul knows about the subject. It's the knowing. It's where you meet with the faith-based aspect and perspective of the subject. And Spirit says that you, unfortunately, you are such a powerful creator, manifester. You are so intelligent. You are able to just make magic, and you do it so well in your projects, in what you do. If you decide you're going to help someone create something out of nothing, you make magic for them. But those things that are that matter so very much to you, when you come face to face with it, you have no problem manifesting it. You draw it into your life. But when you come face to face with it and you're this close to it, you choke up and you go into your ego and you start overthinking things. And it's because you believe things about yourself that are not true. You fear things, you fear not being good enough. And then what ends up happening is you give up. You give up when you have the capacity to run with that which you have called forth and make it so much more. You are amazing, Gemini, but you don't know it. You don't believe it. Because as I said, that data that you collected coming into this life, that data that you collected from those around you when you were little about yourself was flawed. And you learned somewhere along the line, you were taught that you may not be enough, and that what you desire might not be important, and that other people's desires might be more important, and that wanting something means that you're going to get your fingers burnt. There are things that you believe about yourself that are not true. And that's why, Spirit keeps showing me the same thing. You know how to create, you know how to manifest, you know how to draw your desires into your life experience, and the moment you come face to face with it, you choke up because you are so afraid that it's not real. You are so afraid that you don't deserve it. You are so afraid that it's going to blow up in your face. You are worthy. You believe things about yourself that are not true. Source loves you and adores you. The part of you that is soul knows that you are love. Not even that you are worthy or deserving of receiving love for others. Beloved, you are love. You are that love. That is part of creation and breathing life into every new day. And that which matters to you, you have sown the essence of who you are into that. And that's why you manifest it and you draw it into your life. You don't have to think about whether or not you are equipped for that. You've walked away from what is yours. You've forsaken it. You've disregarded it. You felt it to be burdensome because you didn't feel good enough. And you know you've been making choices that have been harmful and hurtful to you. You've been recreating a scenario from your childhood over and over, except you've become that person that did it to you. Spirit says, if you can start practicing tapping into your guidance system and using it more often. So, for example, when you want to make a decision, you do a scan and you check in on what is happening with your emotions. If you feel peace, harmony, joy, bliss, satisfaction, don't think about it any longer. Go with it. It's going to take courage, but this is what Spirit is saying, right? If you feel that you want to do something, call someone, go somewhere, do this, do whatever, have a conversation, and you feel fear, then it means that you are holding an energy vibration active on that subject that is not in alignment with source. Give yourself time, you are not yet ready. Okay? Then you find a quiet space when you have a moment. You meditate, you quiet your mind, and you allow yourself to tune into your heart space, the love. Ask your soul what your soul believes about that subject and see if what you think and what your soul knows about the subject is the same. If there is contradictory thought, then it means you've got a bit of work to do there. Okay? Don't feel forced to take action before you are ready. But don't hold back when you do feel inspired to do something. If it feels good, if it feels good, go with it. Whether it makes sense or not, that is your guidance system. Okay? What is it that you need to avoid? What is it that you need to avoid, Gemini? Thank you, Spirit. What is it that Gemini needs to avoid to support this process of elevating the throat chakra, balancing the throat chakra, healing the throat chakra, healing communication in the areas of relationship? It's exactly what I said to you now. Spirit is just confirming that. Spirit is just confirming that. Yesterday, and what happened yesterday and what you did yesterday is gone. Today is a new day. Allow yourself to start with the new energy on a new grid every new day. Allow yourself to take inspired action. And when you feel that you're pulling in two different directions within yourself, you are not yet in harmony, then set an intention to do the work, to get closer to what Source believes about the subject. Not what your friends say, not what the media says, not what people have said about relationships for years. My dynamic is not yours. I've got my own world in this universe. We might walk past one another on the street, but guys, we create our own reality in our own world, and no two stories are the same. There might be similarities, because we might have similar things active in our vibration, but no two people are the same. And Spirit is saying, if you do the work to understand how your guidance system works, which is your emotional center, that's your navigational center. And when you feel negative emotion, it means that you have something active, or you believe something, or you want to do something that's the part of you that is soul and source is not in agreement with. So your work is to connect with what is it that source believes about this subject. What is it that source knows to be true about this? What is it that, because source knows what your deepest desires are. And sometimes we think we know what we want. But what we want, according to our understanding, brings up a whole lot of things that we don't really want in our desire. And source knows how to get you to where you want through the path of least resistance. You have to start trusting your guidance system and you will have victory. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Let's get some advice. Let's get some advice for Gemini. Okay. Yeah. Remember I said to you earlier on, do a process of rewriting the script, rewriting the dialogue, even if it happened 5 months ago. You can recalibrate the energy in relation to that relationship and that person now. And right now you are creating what is to come. Okay? So, your Spirit is confirming what I said to you earlier on. Use your creativity, your writing, your expression, your artistic flow. Use it as a means of balancing your throat chakra. So if you like writing music, then rewrite the script through a song. If you journal, then do that. If you like writing stories, write a short story, but write the story that you know is aligned with the truth that you feel about the subject and not your fears. Okay? If you like painting, paint the conversation, but paint it according to how you want to see it, not how it happened. Sometimes we say things when we're angry, we say things from our ego to protect ourselves and we don't mean it. So I'm saying line up with what you really, really mean when your soul and your mind and all that you are come into balance, when your heart, okay, from that heart space, what is it that your soul knows about the subject? Write the story, paint the picture from that perspective. You change and recalibrate the energy in association with that. If it's about work, then paint a picture of your workplace and how you see it ideally, with open and beautiful flow in communication and understanding and respect for one another and freedom to be who you need to be. Whatever that looks like for you. Okay. So Spirit is also saying that for some of you, Gemini, this issue, this blockage in communication and this strain has been in relation to family. As I said before, it could be family. It could be friends as well, where you took on excessive responsibility. And when you wanted to, so Spirit is showing me this analogy. You know, when you're teaching someone to ride a bike, okay? They have the training wheels on and then they want to take the wheels off. And so you hold the back and you run behind the bike and they're pedaling. And because they know you're there holding the bike and you're there to catch them if they're going to fall, they're confident and eventually you let go and they're cycling on their own. And nothing happens, but they're angry with you because you broke their trust. You were supposed to be holding the bike. But that's not what you were doing. You were helping them. You set the intention to teach them how to ride the bike, to support them whilst they learn to ride the bike, not to be a crutch forever. And this is what I'm seeing is the dynamic here that's taken place. And Spirit is saying, it's okay. It's okay that they have responded the way that they have. And it's okay that you've come to realize that you might have given people the impression that you will be their crutch forever. And as you're going through your process of growth, and elevation and evolution, you're realizing that it doesn't really serve others to enable them in that way. And you're wanting to see those who you love grow and expand. And you want them to see their own strength and their power, so you let go. And if they're angry about it, that's okay. And where you're trying to explain yourself, or where you allow your ego to be triggered because you're thinking, how can they treat me that way? I'm helping them, or I help them. Instead, you can click into alignment and into your knowing that how they feel and their response to what you've done comes from a place of their limited understanding of who they are and their fear about their ability and their capacity. But from your alignment, your soul knows better. Your soul knows what they're capable of. And you can, from that place of alignment, say, it's okay that you're angry. You're angry because you were afraid. You were afraid that you couldn't do it, but you could. And I know you can. And I know that every day you're figuring it out more and more. And the more you grow within yourself, the more the anger you feel towards me becomes insignificant. It just fades. It's okay that you're angry for now. You don't have to be triggered into your ego as well and carry anger, poison that is not even yours. Because you are looking upon that relationship, that friendship, that whatever it is, from alignment, from what your soul knows about the subject, from a place of strength, and from who you really are, not from being triggered by your ego. Okay, so let's see. One more, just one more. Everything that is happening right now is meant to happen. And you know that already, Gemini, just by listening to this. And you are going through an awakening. And the deeper resolve, the part of you that is true, the part of you that is soul, you're giving it a voice right now. And this process will help you to do that too. And understanding this, that this should be your focus to help you move beyond the blockages, allows the part of you that is soul and source to rise up, and for that to be your dominant energy that you bring into everything. Okay. And Spirit is also saying it will be really, really helpful if you spend more time in nature, if you spend more time around pretty things, flowers, where you can see life, you know, even if it's little, even if it's the bees, spiders, small insects. Spirit showing me a lot of small creatures. Spend time in the gardens, in nature, where and amongst the flowers, and where you have all the smaller creatures, where the little fairies reside as well. Okay, spend time there, grounding yourself, quieting your mind, and just being. That'll be really, really helpful. Great meditative time for you. Spirit is also saying for some of you who are developing your gift, you will find that you begin to hear how nature, what is around you, speaks to you. So you are going to intuitively start opening up more to that ability where you receive messages and understanding from these creatures, from nature, and from that which is around you, also seeing orbs and light and energy from the fairies. That's what Spirit is saying to me. So Gemini, I trust that this helps. And we give thanks to our guides and our keepers for this guidance. Do what is best for you, beloved. Trust your intuition. If this resonates with you, please don't just listen to this and forget about it after 2 or 3 days. Allow yourself to really, really tap into the guidance and the help that we receive from infinite wisdom. We're here to have an easy, happy, simple life. It's not meant to be complicated. That complication, that drama is a choice. Okay? So I'm going to be moving on. I'm going to look at which zodiac spirit wants me to channel next. Scorpio. And then I'm going to remind those of you who've come online a little bit later, if you want to light your incense, your candle, grab your journal and your pen. If this is for you, you want to jot down some of the stuff, you can do that. Or you can just rewatch. But I mean, you've got to go through the whole thing. Anitra. Okay, so I think I need water. Give me a second, guys. Sorry about that. Must have water. My throat is getting dry. So, Scorpio, beloved. Those of you who have Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, this may be for you. We are looking at what is blocking you currently, guidance from Spirit, what you can do, how you can shift your focus, what you can be aware of to elevate that energy center, or to move beyond, elevate beyond the blockage, to rise above it, to progress. This is to serve, to help, and not to hinder. Just one more thing. I spoke about the throat chakra for Gemini, and I said that we can incorporate the colors of the food that is associated with the various chakras into our diet, but we can also get, like I have a colored bottle. This is a glass colored bottle, and you can solarize your water, and you can also charge it in the moon. This is a potion for the throat chakra. Okay, so if you don't know what solarized water is, you can Google it. It's just where the sun charges the water. So you put it in your windowsill and you allow the sun to charge it. The color, the pigment, and this is glass, charges the water. So if you're not familiar with chromotherapy or color therapy, the reason why we have color everywhere in the world is because we have medicine everywhere in the world. I make sunsweet. Oh, that's lovely, Elena. That's beautiful. You know, it's so simple. You don't have to buy it anywhere, and you don't have to spend money. Okay, so Scorpio. Best tea ever. Oh, that's nice. I love tea, Elena. I think at some point it would be nice if I were to do I'm thinking of doing a group, and I don't know how it works on YouTube. It would be nice if we were able to have psychic development and tap into the various medicines, real, authentic medicines, and share recipes with one another and how it works and what works for us and so forth. I think that would be really, really nice. So Scorpio, what is at the base of your energy in terms of blockage at the moment is that you're struggling with your emotions. That's your solar plexus. And as I've said previously, that's also your guidance system. So your navigational system is not working at the moment, or you're not able to understand what that GPS or that girl and that woman or that man that talks, you're not able to understand what they're saying at the moment. You're not able to understand what your emotions are guiding you towards. But for Scorpio, Spirit is saying you are going through a transformation at the moment. And that's why you're feeling it so intensely. What is going to help you is tapping into a into understanding how your navigational system works. How do you interpret what your emotions are telling you? And it's really, really simple. I said it over and over when I did Gemini's reading. If you're feeling negative emotion, it means that you believe something or you're moving in a direction that is away from the part of you that is soul and source, where your infinite wisdom is. You believe something on a subject or about a person that your soul doesn't agree with, that source doesn't agree with. If it feels good, if it feels peaceful, if it feels bliss, if it feels satisfaction, if it feels joy, do it. If it doesn't, you've still got work to do in that area on that subject. Okay? So you are going through a transformation at the moment. Spirit is saying that many of you Scorpio are finding that your sleeping pattern has changed. You find yourself waking up at night or not sleeping right through, having disturbed sleep. This is a time for you to process. And that doesn't mean make work of it. This is a time for you to set your intention, to be easy with yourself, to listen to what it is that your soul wants you to hear in that moment, to ease into the love based on whatever subject is active for you at that moment, because you are going through the process of becoming a butterfly. Okay, you're going through a transformation. That's what you're going through at the moment. Okay, I'm going to use this deck. So for Scorpio, no, let me use this one. So, change. What is a transformation? It's about change. It means that some things are falling away, some things are moving out of the way, and you are becoming aware of some things that you were quite okay with previously, but now you're no longer comfortable with it, and you don't know what to do with that, because you don't know if something's wrong with you or what. This is a time to surrender. This is a time to really, really surrender to source, but also to really tune out the noise outside of you and to tap into your intuition. Okay? Make more time to just be still. Have more meaningful conversation with self. Pay attention to that dialogue that goes on in your head. Many of us don't do that. And when we really do, we come to realize that, I don't like the story that I'm telling in my head. I don't like the movie that I'm replaying in my head. And that's not what I want to welcome into my life. Relationships might be moving out of the way or falling out of your life. And you're wondering if something's wrong with you, if you're doing something wrong, or if you did something wrong. No, dear. That's growth, that's transformation. You see, who you were before served those people. Who you are becoming no longer benefits them. Lots of people say they love people. I love that person. The truth is, most people love what you do for them. Most people love how you serve them. Most people love what they get from you. And when you no longer provide that, the love is gone, because it was never really loved. It was never really loved. We all talk about love, but let me tell you something. Many of us don't know what it is. I didn't know what love was for a really long time. It's only through going through my awakenings that I kept being painful spiritual awakening, that I found myself elevating in what real love is. And I'm not saying that I know it all about real love, but I can tell you, I'm a hell of a lot closer than I was for most of my life. You've got to be a vibrational match to real love for it to be active in your life experience. It's not lower vibrational. Okay. So we're going to take a look. We know what's at the base of this for you, Scorpio. You are having to work on self-worth. You are having to work on your self-esteem. You are having to balance your emotions. Learn how your navigational system works. You've relied on other people to be your pointers in life. When you're validated or not, when someone else says this is right or that is wrong. Okay? You've made decisions based on that. And now it's time for you to learn how to use your own guidance system, because we cannot rely on other people to be our guidance system. Okay? Because people are fickle. We are humans, we are fickle. And some days we don't even know how to take care of ourselves. So we cannot be that solid basis from which you receive your guidance. You're setting yourself up for disaster, because it depends where I am on that given day. And if I don't even like myself on that day, and I'm miserable, and I'm unhappy with the world on that particular day, and you are hoping to receive clear, accurate guidance from me, I'm just not in the vibration for that. I'm only going to be able to share you based on where I am, and it's not in a great place. Okay, so each person has to tap into their own guidance system. I want to ask Spirit for Scorpio, what is it that you should be doing more of to help you with your solar plexus, elevating your solar plexus? So obviously, spending more time basking in the sun is going to help a lot. Okay. Keeping your promises to yourself, your relationship with yourself is key. How you treat yourself, making decisions from the basis of, I want to do this. Does that decision or action support self-love? In me doing that, is it oozing, I love me? If it's not, then maybe I shouldn't be doing that. If I'm thinking this thought or I'm feeling this way, am I being nice to myself or not? Why do I have this belief? If I'm nervous about taking action that I know is right for me, or I really want to take, what is behind that fear? Why am I afraid? I'm afraid that I will fail. So there's something I believe about myself that really is not kind to me. So that's something I need to work on. But if you break promises to yourself, then your trust in this relationship, with all of the characters that live inside of you, it's not doing well, doesn't trust you. What happens when you're in a relationship and someone says they're going to do something and they do the opposite of what they say all the time? It is natural for you not to trust them. So when you make a promise to yourself, even if you change your mind after a while, if you've made that promise, stick to it, because that is what's going to develop your trust, your inner trust. That is what is going to develop the trust that you have in you. That's what's going to develop your relationship with yourself. If your love language is a particular thing and you love doing that for other people, ask yourself the question right now, how often do I do that for me? And start doing that. Whatever your love language is, find a way to do it for you on a daily basis. Spirit is also saying that it is time to line up with the decisions that you've made. You've made choices. You've made choices to let go of and to walk away from certain things. And you regret it because you've not completely been able to cut the cords or move on emotionally. There were choices that needed to be made, and you wish that you made different choices in certain areas, and you wish that different choices were made in association with you. Spirit wants you to know and understand that everything is always happening for you, not to you, to serve you, and to serve your greater good, to guide you closer to what it is you really want. And the more you look back and you regret that, it means that you're focusing on a negative belief about the subject and not really on the fact that there is source that has your back. There is this consciousness that knows exactly where you are in relation to what you want. The part of you that is soul, that is connected to that stream of consciousness, knows exactly what it is that you want. Why do you not trust that? Why do you doubt that? Source is guiding you through your path of least resistance. So even though it doesn't look like it's working out for you, it is working out for you. And the more that you line up with that belief, the easier it is for you to get to where you want to be and not be stuck in the middle and not have the blockage. The easier it is for you to attract exactly what you desire into your life. Because if you were a vibrational match with whatever this was that you are still grieving, that you've had to let go of, or if it was a person that didn't choose you, that didn't appreciate your offer and rejected your offer, that person's not a vibrational match to what it is that you want. That's why. Which means that had you had the opportunity to be with that person at that particular point in time, you would not have experienced the happiness, which is at the base of why you wanted the relationship in the first place. Okay, so there was still some tweaking and still some coming into alignment that needed to take place. And that's how it serves. And if you focus on that, on the more that you've become as a result of it, and not on what you believe you might have lost, because that's the other end of the stick, then you will stop attracting more loss and you will start to attract more abundance. If you tune into the negative belief, which is a bogus belief, you keep attracting more of that. But if you choose into the positive aspect of it, you lining up vibrationally with the more, and you start to attract more. What is it that you need to avoid? Okay? What is it that you need to be steering away from, Scorpio, to help you through this process where you are transforming and you are becoming a butterfly? Spirit is saying, stop looking back. Stop looking back. Stop wanting to change what is not in your control. Stop trying to assert an understanding or an appreciation into someone else's experience. Appreciate yourself and start to provide yourself with the things that you so freely give to other people. And if you are the person, Scorpio, that rejected somebody's offer, that you're now realizing you might have made a mistake, then Spirit is saying, that you need to find yourself in a place where you are able to connect with what feels right in relation to this person. What outcome would bring you the most joy or contribute to the most joy? And then ask yourself, am I able to experience that joy when I'm not with this person? And if the answer is no, then it means that you've got to find what it is that what you feel you've lost with this person in the relationship with yourself. And you will know when you feel ready to resolve things with this person, if that's still what you want to do when you get to that point. But Spirit is saying, Scorpio, many of you have been searching for love in the wrong places, jumping into other relationships to try and get over this, and it's not been helping, and you need to stop doing that. The relationship you need to focus on is with the one in the mirror. Okay? Because you're not feeling satisfied and you're not finding happiness. You're just going from one person to the next, from one thing to the next, trying to find a distraction, trying to find ease, trying to feel happiness. And it's a time to be still with yourself right now. You're going through a process of transformation. Your validation has to be enough. You have to be enough. Yeah, their confirmation. Spirit says, the unending sadness because you keep looking back. I can't make this crap up. Endless regret, obsessive grief, replaying the past, negative nostalgia. Now, you keep looking back. There's regret, there's grief about what happened. But you refuse to focus on the positive aspects of the connection. You keep looking at what this person did and your reasons why you did what you did and why things happened the way they did. So you keep those negative things active. This has happened to help you, to trigger you into this transformation. This has happened to help you to become that more, the version of yourself that you want to attract. Because you've got to be that version first. But you've got to change the spectacles with which you keep looking upon what has happened with. You've got to change the perspective, because it's like you're digging in a wound over and over and you're not allowing yourself to heal. And also to heal the connection and the karma in the connection, because you keep focusing from that negative place, and that's just becoming bigger. It's to the point where now the person's whole image is distorted to you. You're not even seeing them for who they really are anymore. It's this monster you've created in your mind. And even if you try and move on, guess what you're going to attract? More monsters. Why? Because that's what's active in your vibration in relation to relationships. So Scorpio, you need to allow yourself to go through a process of evolution, of healing, and of growth. You need to work on your self-esteem. You need to start to get serious about the person in the mirror, how you treat the person in the mirror, keeping your promises to yourself, and if you need help with it, get help. Okay? You need some space. Spirit's saying it. You need some space. You need some space so that you can focus on that relationship with self. Give yourself that. You will not regret it. You won't regret it. Okay, let's see what else Spirit has to say. Any advice, other advice, Spirit, for Scorpio, please? Okay. So what would be a really nice process for you, Scorpio, is if you made that time every day to bask in the sun. Doesn't have to be long, 10 minutes. But if you were to take one thing whilst you're sitting in the sun that you really desire and that would matter to you, and focus into how it would feel, and you allow yourself to daydream about that whilst you're basking in the sun. Meditate on that ideal outcome. Meditate on that feeling that you're really, really reaching for. Meditate on seeing that abundance in whichever area it is that you desire. You don't have to be specific about it. You can really just feel into the feeling. How is it that it will make you feel? And bask in the sun for that 5 to 10 minutes. Spirit is saying, you are regenerating. Stand firm in the eye of the storm. It might seem frightening, it might seem like it's unending, and it might seem like you are not making progress, but you are. Okay? You are. The animal totems that are coming through at the moment is obviously the butterfly. I mentioned that in the beginning because I said to you that you're going through that process. You might see butterflies around. You might also tap into that if you like to be creative, as you can draw it, you can sketch it, you can paint it. Really tap into that energy. Allow yourself to tap into what you believe the butterfly is symbolic of. And if you were to imagine what you think a butterfly would feel like, if you could, what it would feel like to be a butterfly, if you could really meditate into that feeling. Spirit is saying, Scorpio, you don't have to be afraid of your power. You don't have to be afraid of your emotions. You don't have to be afraid of who you are. Many of you have the ability or understand your abilities as an alchemist. Understanding that if you are able to really focus into the energies and the elements that are active around any subject for you, and how you want to bring them together in a way that serves, and how you really want to tune into that energy so that it guides you closer to what you want as opposed to away from it, or contributes positively as opposed to negatively, that you have the ability to do that. And when you elevate, when you emerge from the cocoon phase and you spread your wings, which will be very, very soon, you will be different. And the people around you will have different faces, many of them, and they will look different too. And that's okay, because they will embody the energy that will be complementary to who you've become. You are going through a process of catching up with the bigger version of you at the moment. Be mindful in every situation. Ask yourself the question, how do I feel right now? How am I treating myself right now? Am I forsaking myself, my guidance system, to please other people, or so that other people will like me and approve of me? Then I need to make a different choice here. There's something that I need to address. There's something that I need to do differently, because I'm not being as loving and as kind to myself as I can be and should be. Okay? The relationship with yourself right now is very, very important. Find ways and opportunities to love yourself more with everything that you do, say, think, believe. Okay? Right, so let's see. That was Scorpio. Let's see the next sign that Spirit would like me to channel for. Scorpio, do what is best for you. I trust that helps. Just be easy with yourself. You're going through a transformation. Let people come and go as they want. Let people throw tantrums if they want. Just step out of the way. It's not your war, it's not your thing. All you need to focus on right at this moment is, where am I in relation to the bigger version of me? Right now, where am I in relation to the bigger version of me? Am I disconnected or am I connected? Okay? And that is something that you need to be asking a couple of times during the day. Am I plugged in? Thank you, Spirit. Next, I'm channeling for Capricorn. Okay, what is at the base of the energy for Capricorn? What is at the base of whatever may be blocking you at the moment, Capricorn? What is it that you really want to evolve above or beyond? Status. Those ego constructs, those old paradigms, that false sense of security, it's no longer working for you, Capricorn. Why are you still there? Your goals have evolved and changed. But you're still implementing old techniques. Your techniques. So, let me make this analogy because Spirit is showing me textbooks. You know that universities constantly have new additions to this and that. I mean, textbooks have new additions all the time. Schools and whatever else. Scholars are always improving on the subjects. And even in business, technology is always improving and ways and tools are always getting better. And if you stay using the very first tools that were ever made for your industry, you will become insignificant because you're not, there's resistance. You're working harder to be relevant in whatever it is you want to achieve. I'm not talking about other people. I'm talking about if you're using an old outdated tool and you've got other factories using new machinery, your production is going to be less than theirs and you're going to be working so much harder, and eventually it's really going to kill your passion. Allow yourself to tap into the resources that are available to you, Capricorn, and allow yourself to understand that your desires have evolved. Your goals have evolved. You need to catch up with that. Your techniques, your beliefs, your understanding, how you do things needs to evolve and align with your new evolved goals. Okay? That is at the basis of it. Spirit is also saying with Capricorn, there are a lot of you that are still holding on to status, to relationships, jobs, situations that are associated with your identity, your ego identity, your status. You're not happy there anymore. You want to be free. You want to move in a different direction, but who are you? You're afraid to release the ego construct, the status around it. You're afraid of who will you be if you let that go? What will you have if you let that go? Will you have stabilities? Stability outside of yourself is a false sense of stability. So your blockage at the moment is that you still rely on that stability which has been created externally, and it's going to collapse. It's collapsing before your eyes. You need to start replacing that with internal stability. That's what you need to do. Okay, that is what is at the heart of the blockage for Capricorn. Capricorn's focus is status and security, and they're not happy in it, but they're still fixated on the old programming. And this is causing a lot of discord. Many of you Capricorns have, Spirit is saying, you started feeling this in your health, in your body, showing up in your body, in your health. So the area that needs to, that will really serve you giving attention to is the energy center, the crown chakra. The crown chakra. Tuning into your relationship with Source. Who is Source for you? What is Source to you? And what are your beliefs around that? Does it need to be tweaked? Is it the book you've written, or is it what's been handed down to you? Does it bring you into alignment with the bigger version of yourself, with the part of you that is love, or does it click you out of that place, take you further from it? So Capricorn, with the crown chakra, as I've said previously, for those of you who might just have joined or whatever, I'm not going to be time-stamping this, so, because this is going to be too much. I don't have time for that. So anybody in the comments that wants to put their timestamp in for whenever whenever it was on their reading, they can do that. So, and of course I really appreciate that if it makes it easier for everybody else, but I just don't have the time, guys, or the capacity. So as I said previously, you can get crystals to help you elevate and balance the chakras. The crown chakras is the crystal, your quartz, your white crystals, your white quartz, and so forth. Also your diet, so like your garlic, your ginger, your white fruit and vegetables. Water, lots and lots of water. Lots of meditation. Charging your water during the full moon. Making moon water. Right, so we're going to be asking the same questions that I asked for the other zodiacs. I want to ask Spirit, what is it that Capricorn should be doing more of to help to elevate, to balance the crown chakra, to help them to evolve beyond the ego constructs, to help them to release it. To help them to move away from that which really looks like bondage. How do they release themselves from self-imposed bondage? Now Spirit is saying you need to do more of that surrender throughout your day, and you need to do more of that letting go and moving on. If you want to move. Capricorn has a tendency to sit on their decisions for years. You know what you want to do, but you stay. You've got to let go. You've got to walk away. You've got to release. You've got to release the beliefs, the tendencies, the behaviors that you know do not serve your highest good. You have to stop being afraid of evolution and growth. And you need to have more balance. Everything is not just about money and material things. You need to have more balance. It matters. It matters that you allow yourself to evolve and grow and develop your intuition. Spirit says there's this yo-yo energy going back and forth between do I stay, do I go? You need to let go. If it's a job, if it's a place that you're thinking of moving from, if it is a relationship, whatever it is, you need to go. You need to let go. And you need to be okay with doing it before you feel that you are fully okay and ready. Oh, Elena, I haven't done Cancer yet. I'm just sort of drawing the cards as I'm guided. So for the different zodiacs. So let's see what comes up next. Now, what is it that Capricorn needs to avoid to support the melting away of the ego, the releasing of this ego constructs, and the developing of the intuition and the relationship with Source? Spirit says, grieve. As I said, with Capricorn, I am feeling that many of you have not been doing well with your health, your energy, and I'm actually feeling sick. You need to grieve. You need to grieve. You know what I'm saying, Capricorn. You need to grieve. And you need to stop trying to suppress your emotions because it's making you sick. And you're making me feel sick now. Channeling the energy. Okay, advice. More advice for Capricorn here. Thank you, Spirit. You don't grieve well. Create space for that. Educate yourself on new ways to do it, on understanding the grieving process. Okay. Yeah, it says here that you're feeling out of your depth at the moment, Capricorn, and you're feeling abandoned. You're feeling abandoned. There's definitely been loss here. Definitely been loss. You're not really doing well with that. But Spirit is saying you are being guided and you are being protected, and also you might be feeling very fearful. Very fearful at the moment. Fearful. Afraid of making the wrong decision. Afraid to trust yourself. Afraid of a couple of things. Tap into the energy of the wolf, the medicine of the wolf totem. And so basically what this means is you think about what their nature is, how they deal with certain things when you tap into the energies of animals, of the animal totems. But you can also read up about it, if you want more information and guidance on it. And you begin then to embody that way of processing. That is what's going to help you. That's why I'm mentioning the various animal totems that come through. Okay. At the end of the day, you need to make the decision of whether you want to fully embark on delving into the relationship with Source and what that means for you. Spending more time with Source and developing that relationship with your higher power. Because there is fear and resistance around dealing with the supernatural things or intuition and stuff like that. It's very 3D based. A lot of what is happening for you, a lot of your processing is still here, and you need to settle deeper, settle into your knowing, settle into the part of yourself that is source and soul. That is going to serve so much more. Okay, final advice for Capricorn. Thank you. And balance your energies. Release, go through the grieving process. You're not doing well at the moment, Capricorn. You're not feeling well either, and it's all energetic. Okay. As I said, there's a new endeavor that you need to go on, Capricorn. And right now, you are reaping what you have sown. So you need to understand that if you keep implementing the same old techniques, which are outdated, then they don't line up with you evolving. You need to change your tendencies, your behaviors, your techniques, your autopilot ways of doing things. You need to challenge yourself to behave, to intentionally direct yourself differently, behave differently in certain situations. Okay, if you want different outcomes. Okay, so that was Capricorn. Do what is best for you, Capricorn. Do what is best for you. I wish you well. But you need to move on. You need to let go. You need to change. You need to allow for change. Don't wait for change to come over you. You have to take the action and change. Okay? And let go of that situation that is just status-based for you. Let it go. That's the advice from Spirit. You're not happy. Let it go. Okay, we're moving on. Moving on to Pisces. Okay. Pisces. The energy that is at the base of what it is that you are struggling with currently, what is at the core of your blockage, in whichever area it is that you are facing blockage, is the fact that you have dreams, but you've not been aligning with them. You've not been following them. And you think you have. But the reason why you keep getting blockage after blockage and hindrance after hindrance is because you've not aligned with your dreams, with your desires energetically. You're expecting action and having the right people in place and doing the right things to get you there. And I don't have to tell you, because you know by now it hasn't worked that way. So what ends up happening is you blame the people and you think, no, I've just chosen the wrong people. I've just chosen the wrong situations. I just haven't gotten it right yet. No, your energy needs to be aligned. The blockage is with your energy. You can go anywhere. You can work with any people. You can change the people. You can change the city. You can change whatever, the country. But wherever you go, you take your bondage with you because you take your energy with you. You take your vibration with you. That's where it needs to change. Pay attention to your dreams, Pisces. Your dreams have been bringing you a lot of messages. And if you don't know how to interpret your dreams, then get someone that has the ability to interpret dreams. Contact get a reading about a dream interpretation or something. But your dreams have been bringing you a lot of insight and information. So I'm going to be asking the same question. Also, Spirit is saying you need to sleep more, rest more during this time. Your dream state is very important. There's a lot of work being done during your dream state. A lot of energetic work, a lot of spiritual work, a lot of psyche stuff. So what is it that Pisces needs to be doing more of? Pisces, the chakra, the energy center that you need to give attention to at this period of time is your third eye, your intuition. Your intuition, you have allowed other things to, you know what Spirit is showing me? A clear bowl of water, and then people start throwing sand and rocks and things in, and then the water becomes muddy and messed. That's what's been happening with your intuition. You need clearing and you need cleansing, and you need to start realizing that, understanding the difference between your fears and your doubts and whatever you consider to be your issues, which is attached to your ego, and your intuition is vital. Lending those things, third eye stuff, so congestion, headaches, ear stuff, believing that it's your intuition telling you something when actually it's not, it's your fear, it's your doubts. Not spending enough time meditating, not spending enough time just lining up with the part of you that is source. Using other people as your guidance system. Using other people as your to measure whether you are moving in the right direction or not. This is not serving you, Pisces, and you've done this for too long. The belief that if you feel negative about somebody or doubtful about someone, then that's your intuition telling you that that's a bad person. Oh my goodness, Spirit is saying, hang on. Let me clarify this for you. When you've met someone, what you feel about them, what you know about them in the first few seconds, let's say 2 to 4 seconds, that's your knowing, that's your intuition. And then there's this thing down the line, you start to attach expectations to this person. And when they don't show up in the way that you want, or they challenge you a little bit, and you start to feel uncomfortable or insecure in relation to that person, now it contradicts your initial instinct about them. But your tendency, from your ego's perspective, is to believe what you now believe about them because that's a stronger urge. Okay? And then you can say things like, this person's changed. No, they didn't change. No, they didn't change. You're just focusing on them, not from alignment to source, to the bigger part of you. You're focusing on them from the opposite end of the stick, which is your fears, your ego. And then you decide and make decisions about this person based on that. And the truth is, if you feel negative about that person, if you feel a negative emotion, if you think something bad about that person, I don't know if I can trust this person, and then you feel a bad emotion, that doesn't mean that you are right not to trust them. That means that source, the part of you that is connected to consciousness, is not agreeing with you. That's why it's saying no, 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 no. That's what that negative emotion is. But you telling yourself no, it's confirmation that this is a bad person, I shouldn't trust them. What that person is doing is they're reflecting to you that you have to work on the trust in your relationship with yourself and your relationship and your perspective around trust with people. That's what that is telling you. You're interpreting it from your understanding, which is your mind, your ego. It cannot go to those deeper levels. You need to connect and align with source to ask what is really happening here. But you don't even need to do that because your guidance system is telling you when you think a thought about someone and you feel negative emotion, that means that source doesn't agree with you. That's why your guidance system is saying no. What that person is doing, what you are seeing in that person is not what that person is doing, sorry. What you're seeing in that person is a fear that is being reflected back to you about your trust issues. It's not that person's stuff. And that's where We get it wrong very often, and this is what Spirit is wanting me to clear up for you. You've gazed upon many good people that Source has sent into your life to bless you through those shattered glasses. That is your ego, your fear, your doubts, your issues, and your wounds. And you've called it your truth, and you've called it your intuition. And that's why your goals and your dreams have not been able to flourish, because those who you've been attracting to help you to do that, you've looked at them from the wrong perspective, and you've seen them as monsters when initially your intuition showed you exactly who they are. Misguided by your own guidance system because you don't know how to interpret it. Okay? Thank you, Source. Thank you, Spirit. Please tell me what it is that Pisces should be doing more of. What is it that Pisces should be doing more of to help them to balance their intuition, line up with their guidance system, to clear and cleanse the third eye? Okay. So Spirit says that it's just more confirmation of what I've been saying. Learn to tell the difference between knowing, when a thought, knowing is, it's an impulse. It's like a thought that happens to you and you feel absolute clarity and peace around it. And when you search your this process, this computer, this processor here for information on what to do in relation to someone, and you feel that negative emotion, something's off there. You need more time with that. You need to take a step back with that. You need to ask your guides and keepers to guide you to the truth on the subject, because you are aware that you are not aligned to the truth and you are going to make a mistake. Gain clarity about the difference between your mind, your ego, and your soul, your intuition. There's a difference. And you will have victory. But you have to be willing to accept this truth about yourself, because this is what's causing blockages for you. And you can say, no, that's not me or whatever, but you'll know if it resonates or not. And really, it makes no difference to me. This is what Source is bringing to you to help you to overcome the blockages. You might have thought that the blockages in you making your dreams and your aspirations become a reality has been the people or other people or things outside of you. My darling, it's you. This is the thing. This is, yeah, it's being revealed to you, Pisces. So what is it that you need to avoid? Okay. You need to avoid closing cycles and passing out judgment because you feel that someone else has not helped you obtain the success and the happiness that it is you want. So they've broken their promise to you, they're not loyal to you, and so they need to go. You need to come to understand that balancing your karma is your work. You create your reality. And if you haven't yet, it's because you're not aligned to it. If you haven't yet created, if you've not yet welcomed or manifested your goals and your dreams and your desires into your life, it's not because it's not meant for you. It's absolutely yours. but you've not come into vibrational alignment with it, and that's nobody else's job but yours. Because the universe can send you all the tools in the world, and we all know someone like that has gotten help from anyone and everyone, and they've still not been able to make a success of it, of whatever it is they want to do, and they blame other people, and they're sad about it, because it doesn't matter how much other people give you, you are the only person that has the ability to create your reality. You can take those resources, but you're the one that is the magician that is going to bring those elements together to create that magic in your life. It's not magic, it's the laws of the universe, it's law of attraction, it's creation. You are a creator. You need to stop relying on other people to balance your karma and to guide you home to where you want to be. You need to stop believing that other people, that you have to depend on other people to get you there. You need to understand that it is your karma to balance. And these people come into your life to help you to do that. But you pass judgment onto them, and you're just going in circles. And then you walk out of those relationships, or you reject them because they've not honored the relationship in the way that you've expected. Your expectations have not been met by those people. Other people outside of you cannot give you what you want. They cannot make you happy. They cannot give you your success. Only you can do that, and you have to become a vibrational match to this. This is your blockage. This is the truth. And those are hard pills to swallow. I've had to swallow many of those, but I tell it like it is. I'm not here to sugarcoat things. Take it if you want to progress and grow. Leave it if you're not ready. It's okay if you're not ready. We're all in different places in our lives, and we get there when we're ready to be there, and not a minute sooner. Okay. So, advice. More advice for Pisces, please. You have to be willing to die a little bit in order to get to heaven. You have to let go. You have to let go of the old ways of doing things and of holding other people accountable for your experience. You have to let go of that. You've got to take your power back. You've got to become more. Okay? You've got to become that more. You've got to understand and recognize that everything that comes into your life is there to support you, not to hinder you. And when people or situations highlight something that is very uncomfortable for you, it is highlighting what is uncomfortable that is active in your energy vibration. They're just showing up as teachers. Okay? They might be doing the thing in the 3D reality, but it is symbolic of what is active energetically for you. Okay? So that's your advice there. Let's just get some more here. Pisces, Spirit says that you often see yourself as being so alone and not being, having to guard yourself and not sure if you can trust people, and yet you have so many people around you that comes in and out of your life, and this is still what you believe. Spirit is saying you have someone, a loved one on the other side, a spirit guide, an ancestor that watches over you. And that is why you are at this pinnacle and this point in your life where you need to start to line up with the more that you've become and get out of your own way here. Start to make the most of the tools that are sent in your direction and to stop breaking the tools because you don't think that they work or that they're meant for what it is that you're wanting to use them for. You are being guided, you are protected, but the fact that you don't see it that way, allow yourself to tap into that more. And don't be afraid of your intuition. As I've said previously, to help to balance the chakras, this is your third eye. You can eat your vegetables with the purple skin, blueberries, brinjal, eggplant, and stuff like that. You can also solarize water if you get a glass bottle with the color purple. And you can charge it in the moonlight, and that is your color therapy. It helps to, the frequency of the color is the same frequency of your chakra, of your energy center, and it helps to elevate and balance it. You can also use the ultraviolet light, the purple, in your room. You can use the silk sheets, purple, same, it's color therapy. It helps to energize and to elevate and to balance your chakras whilst you sleep. Use it in your clothing. Okay. You have tried to go through this process of overcoming this blockage many times, and you've made promises to yourself where you would do things differently, and you've not kept your promises. You're the one that's been disloyal to you, and therefore you've manifested disloyalty. Even though those people, many of them have not really been disloyal, but you've experienced them in that way because it's active in your vibration. You have to commit. This loved one of yours on the other side is saying, make sure Pisces knows that they have to commit this time. So these animals totem that is coming to the forefront, and you might have seen it in your dreams, is a dog. Also think about, and there the word loyalty comes up. That's why Spirit was talking about it. Tap into the energy of the animal totem. The dog, whether you are perfect or imperfect, only sees you in your perfection. They only focus on the bigger version of you, and that's why they always love you no matter what. You need to develop that capacity. Tap into that energy. There's also, Spirit is saying, a warning for you Pisces. A very tempting offer has a very high price. Okay. So an offer that's been made to you recently that you are uncertain about, there's your confirmation. It's a no-go. It's got a very high price. Okay, so for Pisces, yeah, I think that's it. Wow, so you've received your guidance, and really with this sort of thing, doing the work, getting the crystals, doing the color therapy, that'll really support it. But what is at the base of this is that you allow yourself to get coaching. This tendency here is very deeply rooted, and you can't tell the forest from the trees at the moment. Allow yourself to get that spiritual guidance, to go on a journey so that you can start to separate things. Everything blends for you. And also, if you believe in therapy, but there's definitely having to get real about who you are in the dynamic of every dynamic, because you're the director. And if the ship is sinking, or if the ship is not going in the direction, traveling in the destination that you've set out to, then you are the captain. What is it that you are doing? You're supposed to be directing your ship. The dominant energy that keeps coming up of disloyalty, Pisces, you have to accept that on some level, that is what is active in your energetic field. That's where the change needs to be made. There's a lot of projection and looking outward, and that is because of so many things, and you know that. But it doesn't matter why you are where you are. It doesn't matter what's happened. It doesn't matter what the reasons are. What is going to help you to move beyond that? You need to get help with that. You need to get spiritual coaching, or whatever feels right for you. Get help. Work. Line up with the bigger version of yourself, and allow that to be your basis where you begin. Immerse yourself in process and go through, do the inner work, do the shadow work, get the guidance, whatever feels right for you. Ask your guides and keepers to guide you towards that. But you know this has been a cycle for you, and you've really felt, but I mean, at some point you've got to say to yourself, I'm the common denominator here. I'm the one character. I'm the main character in the story. The other characters change. I'm the main character in this story. Okay, so and I would also say, Pisces, what Spirit is showing me is to maybe just, you need to get comfortable with solitude. You need to develop the relationship with yourself so that you don't rely on external parties and people to be your arm and your leg and an extension of you, because you're expecting too much from them. They're here to live their experience, to create their reality, not to create yours. You are enough for you. You have to learn to be enough for you, okay? Because you set yourself and other people up for disappointment and disaster. They simply cannot be that for you, even if they want to. You cannot be my tongue. Someone else cannot be my eyes. Someone else cannot be my whatever, you know? You know how this fits. I'm giving you an analogy that sounds stupid, but you know how it fits in your story. Spirit it will speak into you. It'll speak into your energy and it will resonate. Do what is best for you, Pisces. But your goals and your dreams have been lined up a long time ago and been waiting for you. There's such a massive success for you. You've been going in opposition to it instead of going downstream towards it. Okay. Next, we're channeling for Libra. We are looking at what your blockages are, Libra. Yeah. So, for you, Libra, at the moment, you're having to rebalance. That is what is creating a little bit of hindrance for you at the moment. You're having to reevaluate relationships, and you're having to reevaluate where you might have made decisions that you thought was the right ones for you, and you're realizing that your judgment was a little bit off there. And that's okay. It happens. The chakra that you can focus on at the moment that will really help you with this is your crown chakra. Make that time every day to have conversation with Source, whatever that may be for you, and whatever your link may be, whether it's in nature, whether it's sitting quietly in a space, whether it's listening to a particular type of music, whether it's meditating, whatever it may be, have those conversations with Source and reconnect. Make that time to shut the world out a little bit. Also, Spirit is saying to me, many of you Libra are a little bit bombarded and overwhelmed energetically. Lots of psychic attacks. A lot of energy that you're absorbing and taking in. Make that time to just be away from people. To just be with Source. Allow yourself to rejuvenate, regenerate, reevaluate certain things, reevaluate how much you give. Spirit is saying to me, you have a tendency to give too much. You have to allow people to carry their own weight, to carry their own load. Okay? You can teach people how to fish, but really whether they eat at the end of the day or not is not your responsibility. They can fish. And if they choose not to, that's their choice. So that's what Spirit is saying. You're giving excessively and you are feeling drained. And this is setting you off balance a little bit. So you've got to rebalance there. Okay. So, crown chakra set. So the color for the crown chakra is purple, is violet. So same thing, your amethyst, your crystals, you can incorporate that. The other thing that I didn't say to you guys is what's really nice to do with your crystals is obviously you cleanse it, you charge it in the full moon, but then when you have your bath, your if you want to do a nice ritual bath for your crown chakra, Libra, then you take your crystals and you put it in your water when you run your water. And the crystals energize your bath water. They charge your bath water. And then you obviously put your lavender in. And you can have a beautiful, beautiful bath. Do that as a ritual on a weekly basis to help you with your crown chakra. And for those of you who need to focus on the other chakras, you obviously just use the color of that chakra crystal and you charge your bath water with that as well. And then you can do a nice energizing bath, rebalancing bath, you know. Ooh. Okay, so the question that I want to ask for Libra is, what is it that they need to be doing more of at the moment? So Spirit's already showing me to do the bath with your crystals. As I said, Spirit is confirming, talking to Source, the Hermit. Take space from other people. You've been giving too much. They've been draining your energy. Have more conversations with Source, with the Divine. That's confirmation of what I was saying earlier on. And focus on your own home, your own stuff. Your own empire that you are building. Focus on that. What is it that Libra should be avoiding to help them? What is it that they should be moving away from to help them to overcome this hindrance and this blockage, to help them to elevate, to heal, and to balance the crown chakra, and to rebalance their energy and their sense of judgment? Yeah, more confirmation. Spirit is saying you need to deal with your own home, your relationship, your business. You need to take care of bringing balance into your relationship, into your home, into your family dynamic. You need to work on your projects. You need to work on what matters for you. Don't be so overly involved in other people's things. You can't fix things for them. Focus on your stuff. You're bringing outside energy into your home, into your empire, and you are wondering why things are wobbling a little bit. Okay? Do your cleansings. Spirit is saying to me, doing a home cleansing. I really believe in getting someone who is skilled in doing that to do it for you. And if they're really, really good, you don't have to have it done over and over, and then you can just sort of do the cleansing yourself. Do your rebalancing baths, do your personal cleansing as well. Focus on your home and on your relationship and on giving it the kind of energy that is going to constantly elevate the family and the romantic dynamic and the love, and that wish fulfillment and that emotional balance. Okay. Spirit is saying to me quite clearly, Libra, do your work at home. Remember, you can support and guide other people. Many of you, Libra, are powerful teachers and healers and light workers, and you just doing what we all do from time to time, where we get a little bit overly immersed in other people's stuff, because you guys know the dot dot dot. I don't have to fill in the dot dot dot, right? So know where to draw the line. Give enough and let them take care of their stuff. Spirit is saying that abundance and well-being needs to come into the upright for you. You need to balance the energies in your relationships and your dynamics, in your empire, in your home, and the projects and the work and the things that you've been building. All of your stuff deserves your energy. Okay? And do your cleansings, because you've been allowing some of that outside stuff, those people that you've been helping and you've been working with, their stuff, some of their things have spilled into your space and into your energy. Do your cleansings regularly, okay? Do your weekly bath, your rituals. Implement those things, okay? And show your family, your loved ones, despite whatever the situation may be, show that person, those people you love, show them that extra little bit of love. Okay? Love is really going to be the most powerful medicine for you, Libra. You're so busy focusing on what is right to do and what is wrong to do, and making that logical, rational decisions. All you need to do is be in your heart center. All you need to do is love. Allow yourself to do that, because that's why you're feeling so out of balance. Okay, so let's see. Some more advice for Libra. Spirit is saying, Libra, you don't have to work so hard anymore. You don't have to fix anything. Just love them. Just love you. Let them love you. Let them love you. Let them love you, Libra. You don't have to be holding the fort and holding everything up all the time. Let them love you. Those conversations coming towards you, seeking guidance from you, shift your perspective from they want me to help them fix this too. I'm just witnessing. I'm just witnessing. They have their own guidance system. They know how to sort this out. I can give a pointer, and then I let go. It's not my stuff. Okay? Don't be so attached. Spirit is also saying for some of you, Libra, you are wondering if you should stay or if you should go because things in your relationship or at home have not been what you want them to be, and Spirit has already told you why. Too much attention outside of your empire. You've neglected yourself, your empire, and your relationship a little bit. Your relationships a little bit. You not because of rubbish, because you of good intention, but really you've got to take care of your stuff. Your stuff is a priority. You are a priority. Your home, your body is symbolic of your home, and your home, your family, and what matters to you is important. And that's why you need to reevaluate the investment you are making into certain relationships. Okay? Because you're giving too much in certain areas. And if you give your relationship at home more attention, then things will come back into balance. Okay. You are feeling overwhelmed, and I can feel that. You are feeling like you are the one that's always there for everybody else, but when your things are falling apart, no one else is there. Because, my darling, you are supposed to be holding the fort at your home. You are supposed to be guiding your ship, and you need to allow other people to guide their ships. They're not going to be able to do it for you anyway. You're taking on too much because you're taking on other people's things, and it's not your business. So set a boundary for yourself as to what is my intention here. That's what I'm giving, and what they do with that, they do with that. But more than that, I can't give. And if I'm giving this percentage of myself away to others because I want to help them, then I need to give the same percentage to myself at the very least, and to my home and my empire. Okay? So the animal totems that are coming through for me is the crab, okay, and the mice. Now, a lot of people consider these to be pests and scavengers, okay, but you have a different perspective, and that is what Spirit is saying. You have more tolerance, and you have a greater capacity for those that others see to be pests and to be... So treat them the way you see them, in that greater capacity. Don't treat them like they are needy or they need protection. They're able to take care of themselves. But there's overwhelming emotions as well. You are definitely taking on too much. You are seeing things, you are seeing intuitively, you are seeing into the deeper aspects of things, but you don't know how to process it, or you are not finding the time to do it, or you are just avoiding doing it, and you need to process. You need to process as an empath what it is you're taking in. And if you don't know how to do those things, then get the coaching, get the guidance. Okay. Let's see. Cancer. Okay, so I'm going to be channeling for Cancer next. Thank you, Spirit. So we're looking at what is at the base of your blockage at the moment and what it is that you need to be aware of. So Spirit is showing me home. As I said earlier on with the Zodiac I was doing before this, that your body is also symbolic of home for you. And everything that makes up that. All of your energy centers, all of your chakras. In particular, the belly chakra, which has got to do with your one-on-one relationships, your romantic relationships. I'm seeing that that's where you're experiencing blockage there. You feel as though you keep recycling the same experiences and you don't understand what it is because you're trying really hard to heal it and to overcome it. And solar plexus, because obviously, as I always say, what is at the base of your relationships is your relationship with yourself. So perhaps it is time for you, Cancer, to allow the sun to come out. How do you do that? Where you have been sitting in the shadows, focusing on what is broken and what you need to fix and what you need to repair. Why not try an alternative process? Come out of the shadows, step into the sun, into the abundance. Spirit is showing me, Cancer, that it is already done for you. You've done all the work. You've already created the better. All you need to do is catch up with it. But this is what Spirit is showing me. I'm seeing a garden where all the weeds and all the dead plants and trees and things have been pulled out. So now it's just soil. And then you have started watering it because you're hoping that something better grows. But now it's become mud. Now it's all muddy. In the meantime, so this is at the front yard, right? Or the backyard, whatever makes sense for you. And on the other side of the house, in the meantime, every now and then when you take a break from this work, you would go and sit there on your porch with a cup of tea, a glass of wine or whatever, and you would just smile and ooze appreciation. And you would look out on what's in front of you. You didn't plant any seeds, you didn't do any digging, you didn't pull out any weeds because your focus is on fixing the back, what's broken there, okay? And then you go back after you have your cup of tea and you'd work because you're fixing. In the meantime, in your front garden, whilst the back has gotten really muddy and you feel like, oh my God, I've made more of a mess of it than fix it. Now, I'm obviously speaking figuratively about your process, and you're trying to fix this blockage when it comes to relationships. And when it comes to home, your sense of home, you want to settle, you want to be easy, you want to be able to just be. And for some reason, this has not happened for you. So now you're in the mud, but you don't want to give up because you're so adamant about fixing this. And in the meantime, in your front garden, a beautiful garden has bloomed. And it's bloomed only because of those few moments when you sit there and have a cup of tea or a drink or a break and you're easy and you look upon what is in front of you without judgment. You look upon it not thinking, what do I need to fix here? You just look upon it as from a place of appreciation because that is the moment in which you rest. And nature took care of the rest. So that's already happened for you. So now your guys are trying to get you out of the backyard, to leave it alone, to say, you've already created the garden you want, darling. You just created it where you're not looking. So what if you were to spend more time just basking and doing that? Knowing that you've already created your desires and what you want. And you are just needing a little bit of time to shift your focus so that you can see it, so that it can actually come into your perspective, into your focus, into your vision. That is what Spirit is saying. That is where you are. That is what Spirit is saying is where you are right now. So let's ask the question, what is it that Cancer What is it that Cancer can do more of at the moment to support the balancing of, or the lining up to, what is already quite active in the belly chakra, but is just on the opposite end of the stick, or the end of the subject. So Spirit is saying you need to enjoy more of what you've created. And you need to stop waiting for someone to come along to enjoy it with them. You've worked hard, you've created beautiful things, and you need to start enjoying that more. Don't save your harvest for rainy days, because the abundance will not stop flowing. Start basking in doing for yourself what you would ideally like to do for somebody else. Spirit is also saying that allow for this new stable beginning. Now there is a new opportunity, a new offer of stability, Cancer, that has come into your experience, and if not yet, is coming into your experience, and you feel it already. Spirit says to me that there's a bit of fear and doubt associated with it. This could be a earth sign. It could be in the form of someone really solid. Maybe not as exciting as we'd see in the movies, but definitely someone that is level-headed and will be able to make you very happy. And Spirit is saying, allow for this new opportunity. Just because it's the same analogy about the garden. Just because things haven't bloomed where you've been focusing doesn't mean that your work is in vain. What you've been manifesting has come to you, but just in a different form. So it could just be a different face and a different body. What you are looking for might just be in the body of somebody else. So don't disregard what is coming in. Don't disregard the garden because it's blooming where you haven't given your attention, because it's still your energy that's contributing to that garden blooming. Okay? What is it that Cancer needs to avoid to support this process of lining up with their abundance, of tapping into the laws of the universe, of focusing on the positive things instead of what they believe needs to be fixed, of understanding that they are not broken and nothing is broken and everything is working out perfectly for them? What is it that they should avoid? Avoid splitting energy between two people. Avoid looking at the possibility with someone and still wondering about someone else who's already shown you who they are. Avoid doubting your knowing of where is the right place to invest. And allow yourself to embrace what you've asked for and what you've desired, what you've manifested, which is an equal. So Cancer, for you, this is there's definitely love going on here for you guys. The other people, I mean, that hasn't come through, but this is definitely pertaining to love. You guys have been, oh my goodness, you guys have been manifesting this. This is, you guys have been lining up with something really beautiful here. This is an amazing offer of love. This person that's coming to your life to offer you love. Don't play games, guys. This is a solid offer. This is everything you've wanted. This is emotional stability. This is someone that that totally gets you. This is that power couple dynamic, someone that understands you, that where you support one another. It's financial stability, emotional stability. It's everything. It's that ideal. Right now, it seems small. But this seed right here is everything. And this person right here is a vibrational match to what it is that you've been asking for. This year is home. This year is home. Okay, let's get some more. Let's get some advice for you, Cancer. Some more advice. So what Spirit is saying to me, Cancer, you don't have a blockage. You need to, the analogy, you need to get out of the backyard in the mud and you need to start focusing on what has grown. Okay? Get out of your own way here. It's done. You've done this. It's here on your doorstep. Spirit says that you've been searching for belonging. You've been working towards that for a really long time, and it's here. This is home. Now, as I said, for some of you, it's not going to be the person that you've envisioned, but for many of you, it is that person. For some of you, it might just be the energy, but a different face, a different body. You know. And if it hasn't happened yet, then expect that very, very soon, because it's here in the energy. This person knows your value and who you are, and they want to take care of you, and they want to build this beautiful life with you. Spend your time having more fun, creating, basking, doing what you are passionate about, what you are enjoying. Do more of that. That's all you need to do right now, is to be having fun. Spirit is saying that you are going to have to implement what you've learned now. The new ways of seeing things, the new ways of being, the new ways of behaving. You have to start doing that. This is a whole new energy. This is a whole new opportunity with this person. You have the tools. Now you need to implement them. Don't still use the old, outdated, broken tools. You have the new tools. You have the new techniques, the new ways, the new understandings. Implement them. You see clearly. Spirit says, Cancer, many of you are clairvoyant. You are intuitive. You know. You know. But you want to be so normal when it comes to relationships and love. You still want to, you still think those rules, those 3D rules apply. You're not normal. You're supernatural. You're powerful. You have the ability to see beyond and beyond and beyond and into things. And then you still want to give attention to the little bit of fluff over here. Beautiful, guys. So, that's your message. Cancer, I believe that that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, then it's probably not your reading, because your guides and keepers I'm channeling, they know what you need to receive, and it will resonate if it is yours. So I'm at peace. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Who else does, who's next? Thank you, Spirit. Who's next? I already did them. How's that there again? I'm sure I did that one. Yeah. Oh, I put it in the wrong pile. Is this my right pile? Yeah. Aries. Right, I'm channeling for Aries next. What is at the base of your blockage currently, Aries? What I'm seeing is this is also a belly chakra blockage here, but what Spirit is showing me, Aries, for you is that you've gone through a period of trying to avoid relationships and just being on your own for a while. And what Spirit is saying is it's time for you to start allowing people back in. It's time for you to start collaborating again. It's okay to do that. It's okay to allow support. It's okay because it's part of your evolution now. There are some projects that you've been working on that you are wondering why they haven't been, they're doing okay. But you know they could be doing better, and Spirit is saying, Aries, it's because even though you are working with others, you are still not really collaborating. You are still micromanaging and basically trying to control everything because you are so afraid to release the reins. Okay. Right, so as I said previously, solarized water would be great for you, Aries. If you were to charge your water in the sunlight. And then you can obviously cool it after that. Also getting your crystals, your citrine. I love citrine, but you can also get orange crystals. Whatever you're drawn to, you can wear them. You can charge your bath water with them and then have a nice bath. You can also peel orange. You can also cut orange slices and put it into your bath and have a nice rejuvenating bath. Spirit says you have to compromise. You have to be willing to compromise here, Aries. You're causing unnecessary strain in these relationships and these dynamics because you're not willing to compromise. What are you afraid of? Okay. So, what is it that Aries should be moving away from to support this process of allowing the strengthening of these relationships and these dynamics, team dynamics, in relation to business, family, or love, whatever it may be? Spirit says that you need to narrow down where you are making your investments. You're trying to fill too many cups because I suppose you think that that is going to add to your chances, but actually it's just it's watering down the power behind what you're investing. You're investing in too many places here. For some of you, Aries, you are you are seeing too many people, you are dealing with too many people currently, and you are feeling overwhelmed, confused, and burdened. You are allowing too many energies in, and you're giving of yourself in too many places. What is it that Aries needs to avoid? Probably doing that. Okay. Spirit says you are doing all of this. So what Spirit is showing me for some of you, so I'm getting different dynamics, Aries. For some of you, the blockage is that a relationship or something's fallen apart here. You feel as though you've been shut out, and the truth is you've actually let yourself out, and you've not been happy. But instead of dealing with the reality around that, you're being stubborn and you're dating around and you're seeing different people because you don't want to deal with the fact that you do miss this connection and that you don't feel like things are right without this person. So you're distracting yourself by keeping yourself busy in too many places and talking to too many people or seeing too many people because you're being stubborn. It is affecting you, it is affecting your money, it's affecting work as well, it's affecting every area of your life. And so Spirit is advising that you stop doing this because you're trying to avoid whatever it is you're supposed to be learning or growing from right now, or growing through right now, whatever it is. For some of you, it is a dynamic around work where you are in business with family and you are trying to keep everybody happy, and this is making you feel burdened. And what you really want, you are ignoring because you feel like you can't have it because you're trying to keep most of the people happy. So you're not happy. And Spirit is saying you need to stop doing that because everything is going to collapse and fall apart. Okay? So that's very direct. Let's see. What else? What else? You need to believe in yourself and you need to have the courage. You need to believe in what your heart is telling you. What is going to make you happy? Go there. Stop being stubborn. You are set in this thought pattern that you believe is right and you are wanting to prove a point, but you're the only one that's miserable. Confirmation Spirit is saying it's okay to be alone with yourself, to be uncomfortable. Don't try and fill those empty spaces with other people and with noise. There's a reason why you feel the way you do right now, because your soul is trying to guide you to the other side. Okay? Your soul is trying to guide you to the other side. So your solutions and your answers are exactly there where it is a little bit uncomfortable right now, which is in that solitude with yourself. You know what you want at your core. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can have this, and you just go and you just cut all the other noise out. That's what I'm seeing you need to do right now. That's what you want to do. You're not happy with all of this frolicking and whatever you're doing. Just noise. You're free to do whatever it is you want to do, but you're not happy. So are you doing what you really want to do? You know? And that's something to think about. sometimes the 3D illusion of freedom is more of bondage. And we feel more stuck. Okay. No, I want this one. So spending time at the ocean will be really, really good. Some more advice for Aries. Yeah, the solution is clear. The solution is clear. You know the way forward. The lamp has been lit for you. You are being guided. You know where your heart is. You know where you're going to be happy. But you've just been a little bit stubborn. You already know what you want to do. And now you're just afraid that because you don't believe in yourself yet. And you're afraid to compromise, but you really want to, and it's just because you have a belief that you shouldn't. So that's why I say we make up stuff. We have these beliefs that we develop because we see other people doing things, or we experience something and then we decide, I'm never going to be in a position where I compromise or whatever. Now you find yourself in a connection where compromising doesn't mean compromise, it means harmony, and you really want to do it, but you're so stubborn because you've got this chip on your shoulder and this idea of how you're supposed to behave, and you just make yourself unhappy. So there you have it. There you have it, Aries. That is your advice. Okay, now let's take a look at who's next. Who are we reading for next? Who are we channeling next? What are your blockages? And what is the advice from Spirit? How do you overcome these blockages? We're doing Virgo next. So Virgo, what is at the base of what is hindering you? What is at the base of your blockage? You have a sense of responsibility towards things, situations, people that are not really your responsibility. You need to reorganize. You need to reorganize your life. You need to reorganize the data that you've stored and how you've put them in order. You need to reorganize your perspectives. You need to reorganize some of your beliefs. You need to reorganize. And what Spirit is showing me is actually quite practical for Virgo. So you need to practically decide, these are the different areas of my life. These are the different subjects that matter to me, that are active, that I give energy to. And then on each one of them, even if it's people or relationships under that person's name, how do I reorganize this dynamic? How much do I give? What am I investing in? What am I getting back? What am I doing? Is this serving? How can I change things? How do I reorganize this? So practical measures where you actually plan. When it comes to work, what is it that's no longer working for me? How do I reorganize? Practical. So Spirit is showing me very practical process here of planning on what you perceive. Money matters. What is my relationship with it? How do I feel about it? Do I feel that some things need to be changed here? How do I reorganize things? How do I cleanse things in relation to money and my relationship with money? Where am I making investments that perhaps I shouldn't? So very practically sitting down and actually planning and reorganizing these various areas of your life. And doing it when the day's gone quiet, setting time aside in the evening, and also allowing yourself to daydream about these things. Dream about it. It'll show itself to you. What is it you really desire? And ask yourself in relation to that, am I there? And if not, why not? What is it that I am? What is it that needs to shift for me to line up with that outcome? Whatever the subject is for you. And Virgo, it's showing me that it's on a couple of subjects. Okay. So what is it that Virgo should be doing more of to line up with this, other than doing the practical planning for reorganization and then implementing it? Okay, so what's coming up for me here is that there's a little bit of a lack of balance here. And there are areas in which you would have liked to make more of an effort or to invest more in, but you haven't. Why not? Because you've been focusing on other areas more. You've let certain things go here, beautiful opportunities, because you've been focusing elsewhere too much. So that you haven't had balance. And now you're wondering if you've missed out on an opportunity. What is it that Virgo needs to avoid to line up with this reorganization? So what Spirit is saying is you need to communicate here, man. You know where you feel like you probably should have invested more time and energy. And it's never too late. That's what Spirit is saying. Start to balance evenly across the board. You have your list of things that's important to you, that you would like. So you know that you would like to grow a hedge in front of your house. But a hedge starts as a little bush. You've got to plant those little bushes. And you've got to plant them years in advance. So if you'd like to have a hedge when you're in retirement so you can sit and have tea and look at your hedge, then you need to start when you're young. You can't think the hedge is just going to be there miraculously. That's what Spirit is showing me. There are certain things that you really, really desire, but you feel that they're not important enough for you to be focusing on. So you focus on the other things. And there's a little bit of loneliness and regret here. And you're wondering if you've missed out on an opportunity, Virgo. So Spirit is saying, it's not too late. Start to have more balance in the investments that you're making across the board. Okay. Okay. So, advice. Oh no, I have the other question. I asked, what is it that you should be doing more of? Okay, so I did say that Virgo, you must balance it out more and make investments across the board equally, like, and then also you feel as though you're stuck and you're immobile and you don't have time and you can't invest in certain areas, but it's nonsense. That's what Spirit is saying. It's in your head. And that you're dissatisfied because there is something that you really want, and it looks to me like a relationship or something that you've just felt like, oh, I can't give that my focus right now because I'm too busy and I've got to focus on other things. But now you're wondering if you might have, lost out on an opportunity. It's not too late. You're not stuck. You can start now. Just reorganize, and then have more balance across the board. And then make the time. Look at how much time you have and allocate them equally, and then just be disciplined about it. I like how when Spirit gives us advice, it's so simple. It's like, just do that. And we complicate things so much. So, Spirit is saying that you do have someone in your life, an elder, someone that you look up to, that has been speaking to you about this and saying what is happening, and trying to talk to you about it, and you make excuses. Take this elder's advice. They know what they're talking about. There's also a warning for some of you here, Virgo, that you need to realign, you need to reconsider some of your alliances. So as I'm saying, you're making investments in certain areas that you shouldn't be, and Spirit has already started revealing that to you. Also, you create your own reality. So if you really want this outcome, then it's not a waste of time. Invest a little bit of energy in this dynamic with this particular situation, whatever it may be for you. But also where it's come to light that maybe you need to reconsider certain alliances in business. This is how it's showing up for me. Then do so. Trust your intuition. Yeah. So Spirit is saying that, Virgo, because of who you are and because of your light, you do have people who don't know who they are that gravitate towards you, and they are hoping that a little bit of what you have will rub off onto them. You have the capacity to deal with a lot of this, but also you need to remember that at the core of it, they have to find themselves in their own way. You cannot shine that light for them. You cannot show them who they are. They've got to find themselves in their own way. That is not your job. Because otherwise, you have a lot of this phantom energy that's following you around. Like I said, Spirit is saying you need to reorganize and reconsider some of the places where you've been investing. Yeah, confirmation. As I said, for Virgo, I'm seeing very practical processes. Do some sort of layout or budget of how much am I investing here, whatever the case may be, how much time am I investing here. However you do your planning, you will know, Virgo, because the message is for you. I don't process in that way. Everybody processes a little bit differently, but this is what works for you. And here's the confirmation. Spirit says practical processes. For you, implement practical processes even in this area. It still is applicable. Even though what's coming through is this is very possibly in relation to a relationship. Okay. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Do what is best for you. Right, I'm channeling Sagittarius next. What is at the base of the blockage for you, Sagittarius, currently? What is it that is at the core of what holds you back at the moment? Okay, so you, Sag, have you have actively decided to be to stand still for a while, and that has brought you a lot of benefit. It has been good in your process and on your journey. But Spirit's saying it is time for you to start moving now, to start living life again, to start having those adventures, and to start moving into new territory. This is something that excites you, Sag, and so Spirit is saying you have done the work, and you are starting to see the results. Open yourself up, move into new territory, meet new people, start exploring, having those adventures, and just have fun. You've done ample work. Make time in your day-to-day experience to have fun. That is what's natural for you in any case. What is it that Sag should be moving away from? Okay. So Spirit is saying let's see. Spirit is saying that you can move away from all of the hard work now. Spirit is also saying that you can just trust yourself. You don't have to be sitting and resting and thinking about and figuring out or pondering on choices that were never yours to make. Spirit is also saying you don't have to focus so heavily upon who you should let in and who you should cut out, because that's a natural process of elimination that has happened, that takes place on behalf of you by your guides and keepers. Okay? I'm on Sag now, Sagittarius. I'm channeling for Sagittarius. So Spirit is saying that it's okay for you to start venturing out, have fun, meet new people, explore, do those things that you've wanted to do. Have fun. You've done a lot of work. It's time to just be easy with yourself. Don't consider choices that might need to be made in advance. There's a natural process of elimination here that happens on behalf of you by your guides and keepers. Those who are meant to stay will stay. Those who are meant to stay for a certain period of time will stay for that period of time, and then they will move along. It is taken care of for you. You've worked really hard, and you're already seeing that abundance is flowing into your life. And you just need to bask in that. You deserve that, Sagittarius. There's happiness here that is flowing into your life right now, and you can let more of that in. Okay? What is it that Sagittarius should be avoiding to support this beautiful energy that Spirit is saying that, okay, Sag, Spirit is saying that you guys have done a lot of work, especially in the area of belly chakra and solar plexus. So, belly chakra has got to do with your one-on-one relationships, right? So that's normally your romantic relationships. Solar plexus has got to do with self-esteem, your relationship with yourself, and that's the center from which you create. It's also where your navigational system resides. It's your emotions. So really, that is the power center. Okay. And you've done that work, is what Spirit's saying. You're ready to allow that relationship in that you've that you've always wanted. You're ready to allow the abundance in every area of your life, money, career, everything. A lot of it has been flowing in, and so you know you've really lined up to that, and you know you're in a better place. Now you're starting to wonder about the relationship stuff, and you are still naturally feeling like, yes, okay, I want to go out, I'm meeting new people, and I'm meeting great people, but I still need to be, how do I navigate this? Because I want to be happy, I want to invite them, I want to allow the right person in. And Spirit is saying, that is not your work. That is being done on behalf of you. There is a natural process of elimination that is taking place. Okay? And those who are not meant to stay will naturally just be moved along. Focus only on the fact that there is abundance and goodness flowing into your life at the moment, and that you are a vibrational match to that, Sagittarius. So what is it that you need to avoid? So Spirit is saying you need to avoid the tendency to prematurely wrestle with dynamics that may come up that have not yet come up. This triggers you into your ego, and you start making choices about people in advance, and you're not just being present with them. Just be present and have fun. There's nothing that you need to worry about. Also, Spirit is saying that many of you have become very, very comfortable with being on your own. And you don't have to worry that allowing a relationship into your life is going to hinder the relationship with yourself and all the comforts that you have. The universe is sending a vibrational match, okay? Someone that clicks into that place perfectly will be guided into your experience. So you don't have to worry about that. Avoid trying to figure things out before they need to be figured out. So Sag, you know what I'm talking about. If it's not your message, it won't resonate. Thank you, Spirit. More advice for Sag. So this is really nice advice, because it's just basically saying, just be present in the moment. Just enjoy every encounter. You don't have to overthink it. You don't have to make any decisions. The universe has your back. Everything is lining up perfectly for you. You've already done the work. Okay. What is... A lot of this energy is this, guarded, little bit of guarded energy, or wanting to just avoid any issues, is because of a past experience that for some of you still comes up. But Spirit is saying that is in the past. You've attracted wonderful news. You've manifested wonderful news. You will be receiving breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough. If you just need to stop holding this old thing, this old news active. That's old stuff. The spirit animal that's coming through is the dragonfly. That's the totem. Those trips that you've been putting off, those get-togethers, those meetings, those adventures, now's the time to do it. You're being guided, divinely guided. You're working too hard. Can't make this stuff up, eh? Really, you can't. I just said that right at the beginning. You don't have to work anymore. Start having fun. Don't make work of everything. It was an important end for this new beginning, which is flowing into your life currently, and it was just a matter of time, and the time is now. Have fun, do those things that you've been wanting to do, and be amazed. Final advice for Sag. Yeah, it's a discovery. You are going to be discovering amazing things. You are going to stumble upon all that you have been asking for, letting more of that goodness and that abundance into your life by just going on those adventures, having fun, being present in the moment, not overthinking things, not making decisions about people prematurely, just having fun with it and knowing that the universe takes care of the rest. That is your message, Sag. That's a really nice message. Okay, let's see. Who's next? Leo. Okay. So Leo, what is blocking you at the moment? What is causing hindrance for you? What is coming through for me? What is coming through for me is that your strength is your compassion, but your hindrance is that there is not enough of that for you. There's not enough of that left for you, for yourself. You need to spend more time meditating, balancing the chakras. What I'm seeing is that there is a general imbalance throughout. Not that it's blocked, just a bit of imbalance. It's excessive giving and not enough of that for yourself in terms of compassion, where you are really over identifying with other people's stuff. So I'm getting a very strong empathic energy here, where you're almost taking on other people's problems and taking it home with you and wrestling with it. It's not your stuff. So now you're taking that stuff home, that subject, you're going and you're focusing in on it, you're wrestling with it, and guess what? You're manifesting because you attract what you focus on. And it was not even your stuff to begin with. So, Leo, if you have been asking the question, why are these things happening? They don't even make sense. There's your answer. Thank you, Spirit. What is it that Leo needs to move away from or be doing more of? What is it that Leo should be doing more of besides meditating and balancing their chakras? Take care of house, take care of home and hearth, take care of your empire, take care of your business. There's a lot, things should be going really well for you right now. And what's happening is you've been allowing outside energy in, you've been zoning into other people's low vibration and their mess. And because you've been focusing on that, you've been attracting the same energy into your experience, and that's what's causing blockage. Focus on you, focus on your stuff. It's okay to have compassion, but we need to do that knowing that, well, it's not my stuff, I can't change it, only this person can change it, this is my reality. I've got a lot of abundance, I've got a lot of joy. You should also be doing more rest and restoration and more closing of communication. So Spirit is saying, Leo, that people have access to you constantly. You need to set boundaries there. You need to switch your phone off. You need to only be have days where you're not available to anybody, where they need to sort their own stuff out. And there are certain people that you still entertain that you should really have just distance yourself from a long time ago, and you know this, but you're just being nice, and it's not helping them and it's not helping you. Okay, what is it that Leo needs to avoid to support him just allowing that beautiful flow, or her just allowing that beautiful flow of abundance and joy? Take care of what is yours. And take care of that beautiful, attractive, passionate, dynamic person in your life. Make more time to enjoy that and everything that you have, Leo. And don't give anything outside of that so much access. Okay. More advice for Leo. So, yoga could be really good. There are so many different mediums and modalities to help us to balance our chakra. Meditation is obviously great. Meditating every day. But Spirit is definitely showing me, maybe detox a bit from social media. Put your phone on silent at certain times. Don't be so easily accessible. You need to spend some time in solitude and quiet time, where you just shut the world out. And in that quiet time, you will discover that actually you have so much peace. And allow yourself to be guided by that mentor or that teacher. Allow yourself to open yourself up to that a spiritual mentor or teacher. You're feeling a little bit out of sorts in your relationship or in your connection and your dynamic. You're discovering a lot of things about love. And you just need to accept that some people are just dealing with their karma at the moment. And you got to leave them to do that. You can't fix other people's mess. Thank you, Spirit. More advice for Leo? Anything else? You don't have to feel as though you've got to earn happiness with your person, okay? Just allow yourself to focus in on what makes you happy. Believe that this is what's meant for you, okay? And that you don't have to be a martyr for other people. And that is the most important message here. Is you don't want to be a bad person, but you're feeling overwhelmed and drained. Your chakras are out of balance, and you're feeling like this relationship or this connection is not really getting the attention or the time investment that you would like to give it. But these things, they need to be tended to. Okay, so I'm doing Taurus now. I'm sure I've done this one. Yeah, I did do that one. Yeah. I'm channeling for Taurus. We are looking at what is at the base of what is blocking or hindering you right now. And how you can focus in on what you can do to overcome that. Taurus, right now, personal growth. is at the forefront. And your self-esteem is not doing well. Now, you need to come to what is true for you in terms of what has contributed to your self-esteem. Who have you been listening to? What have you believed? What do you base self-worth on? And how can you better support your personal value and your self-esteem? Some of the most beautiful things in nature is formed over many, many years, long periods of time, in very, very underrated places. Okay? You are not where you come from. You are not your mistakes. You are not even your career or your profession. You are not a status. You are not how much money you have. You are not unworthy of love because you've been through a divorce or because you haven't had successful relationships. Those are all bogus premise. Those silly, outdated things that are sometimes still very active. So, self-esteem. Spirit says you should focus more on the good things you do every day than to try and look at a bigger picture and measure your worth, because you're measuring it on the wrong things. What is it that Taurus needs to be doing more of to line up with supporting self-esteem, developing their relationship with themselves? Yeah, Spirit says you need to stop making your value or your worth about what you have and what you don't have. And you need to remember that your capacity to take care of somebody else is only dependent on your capacity to take care of yourself and how well you've been doing that. Doesn't matter how much money you have, doesn't matter what you have. If you haven't been taking care of yourself, then you do not really have the capacity to take care of or offer that care to somebody else. You have to start taking care of yourself, Taurus. What is it that Taurus needs to avoid to support this process? You need to avoid self-sabotaging, Taurus. You need to avoid feeling as though your only option is to pull away. And it goes back to self-esteem, because what that does is it keeps perpetuating a false belief that you don't deserve what you want and that you cannot have what you want, because you pull away from it and then you think, yes, you were right. That person or that situation was not worthy of you, or you were not worthy of it. You don't stick around long enough to actually see that humanity and the universe is actually bigger and better than that. You know, there are many, many good people in this world. There is well-being flowing constantly in your direction, but if you cut yourself off to it, then you cut yourself off to it. You have free will. More advice for Taurus here, please, Spirit. You don't see who you are. You don't see what you are. You have to start really, really taking a good look at yourself and appreciating who you are. You inspire trust in others and confidence in others. And you are an inspiration to many. But Spirit is saying to me, many of you don't even see it that way. And Spirit is saying, for some of you, something is about to end, but only temporarily, to give you the space to reevaluate certain things. You have to not lose hope. That's what Spirit is saying. Please don't lose hope. Please don't lose hope. It's a very clear story here, Taurus. Very, very clear story. You have to learn to find contentment in who you are. And even in those situations that sometimes trigger your fear, you know, look at the positive aspects of it. Find that contentment in it. Don't allow yourself to be triggered by your bogus beliefs and by fear. And that's what's going to take you a little bit beyond that wall, so that you can see, oh, this is actually, if I just get beyond that, the goodness does exist. And finally, Aquarius. Use this deck for Aquarius. So we are looking at what is blocking you, Aquarius. What is currently blocking you? What is causing hindrance for you? In whichever area it is that you find yourself finding that you feel blocked. Opportunity. There is an opportunity that you feel you've missed, or that hasn't come, and it's left you heartbroken. And what Spirit wants you to know is, it's not that it wasn't meant for you. It's not that it's not meant for you. You've just not been ready for it. Now Spirit is saying to me that this opportunity is going to come back round. So how can you, Aquarius, line up to this better? There's always a rainbow at the end of the storm. That's what Spirit is saying. What is it that Aquarius should be doing more of to line up with this opportunity that's coming back round? Spirit is saying you need to continue focusing on what it is you want. Plan to be ready. Work towards being ready. Really focus into what it is you want and how you can best line up with that. And don't hesitate to take action when this opportunity comes back around. What is it that Aquarius should be avoiding? Spirit says, Aquarius, that you must avoid holding back, keeping secrets about, it's either a long-term commitment or someone that's showing up as a wife. Whatever's happened there, don't be afraid to share that, because so you're in a situation with what might be a separation, and perhaps there is still some sort of relationship there, or association, or something, agreement there. When this new opportunity comes around, be honest about that. Don't be afraid to express that and divulge that. If you don't, that'll do more harm than good. Okay, more advice. So this might have been a missed opportunity because in the past you were very careful about what you were sharing, because you were afraid that it would look bad, and then it ended up making you look bad when you were not really doing anything wrong to begin with. But it made you look that way. So don't make the same mistake. Yeah, you feel as though you were abandoned and you lost this opportunity, and you've been in your feelings about this, and the emotions have they've been, instead of easing, they've just become more intense. So this could be someone that you knew from when you were way younger. This could also just be a fantasy, something that you hoped for yourself growing up, and you lost hope in that, and now this opportunity is coming back around. Spirit is saying once again, be open so that you can inspire trust and confidence in this connection. This is a new opportunity. Don't be embarrassed to share certain information. This person won't judge you, but if you hold it back, then you are going to cause the opposite effect of what you are hoping to. So don't do that. Yeah, you've had a lot of clarity here, Aquarius. Many of you are also intuitive, but you have had a lot of clarity around the opportunity that you feel you've wasted. And as I say, Spirit is saying it's going to come right back round. And you will have this opportunity once again. So be open, be transparent. Line yourself up now with being ready for that opportunity. There is a huge transition that is at the forefront here for you. And it's what you want. Line up with that. For Aquarius, final advice. Yeah. Communication is going to be key for you here. So and avoid indecision by planning ahead and starting to line up now with exactly what it is you want, so that when this opportunity comes around, you know how to move, because you've already planned the moves, you've already decided what is going to be the best thing for you to line up with the outcome that you want, and then you can act decisively, because you don't want to come across as being indecisive, and you don't want to get in your head about it, and you don't want to trigger old ways of doing things here. This opportunity that you feel has been lost, that you've been grieving over, is coming back around. There is something that is not yet the way you want it, and that you are afraid if you divulge that information, it's going to make you look bad. Do not keep secrets. Be honest about it. That is your guidance, Aquarius. And do what is best for you. Guys, it has been amazing. Thank you so much for being here with me. It has been a pleasure. So much love and light to you. I need to go and cleanse now. I need to go and do my processes. It has been intense. I really hope that it serves you in the best possible way. Love and light to you all. Thank you so much for being here. All of your love, all of your support. I wish you well, and I hope that you are able to implement the advice, the guidance, and the processes that have been shared with you. Take care, and I will chat to you guys soon. Okay, bye now.